isn't it? You know, all
Because I think yesterday morning it was showing that there is no class today. Then when I came back, then it was showing only CBSE.
okay.
Then at night, they again saw it, so then it was showing that we have English picture.
Yeah, I'm sure they must have not seen. So, the application called. What is it?
Yes, taking the right.
Okay, let's just raise the introduction and see. Okay, the proposal by Anton Chekhov. Have you read any short stories of Anton Chekhov? No. He's a Russian writer, and just like, have you read stories of O. Henry? So, if you have read stories of O. Henry or of Somerset Maugham, Anton Chekhov, they are contemporary writers. Okay. So, they're at the same time, and they all of them they specialize in short story writing. Okay, short story writing is a difficult task because you have to finish your story in as minimum characters and dialogues as possible. But however, this is one play by Anton Chekhov. He is a Russian writer, so we'll just go briefly through the Russian wedding because this all have to do about proposal. So, what do you mean by proposal? Generally, when we say proposal, it comes from the word propose. Propose means to ask or to plan or to suggest. Okay, that's called propose. Suppose I can say that the teacher proposed to have an extra lecture next week. So the teacher suggested, the teacher asked the children for an extra class next week. So that's good. And in the other way, that's in the general sense. It also refers to asking for a hand in marriage. Okay, that is also called proposal. Do you know anything about a Russian marriage ceremony? Okay, this article tells us about that. It says preparations for a Russian wedding. A Russian wedding is very simple. The planning only includes arranging for rings, bride's dress, cars, and a reception. Earlier, the bride's family paid for the reception. But nowadays, brides and groom's families usually share expenses. A Russian wedding lasts for 2 days. Some weddings last as long as a week. And the occasion becomes something to remember for years. The necessary part of the wedding ceremony is a wedding procession of several cars. The best friends of the groom or bride meet before the wedding a few times, make posters, write speeches, and organize contests. When the groom arrives to fetch the bride for the registration, he has to fight to get her. Russians usually live in apartments in tall buildings, and the groom has to climb several stairs to reach his bride. But at each landing, he must answer a question to be allowed to go up. The bride's friends ask difficult questions, sometimes about the bride, sometimes just difficult riddles, and the groom must answer with the help of his friends. For example, he may be shown a few photos of baby girls, and he must say which one is his bride. If he guesses wrong, he must pay cash to move ahead. Okay. After the marriage registration, the newly married couple leaves the guests for a tour of the city sights. After 2 or 3 hours of the city tour, the couple arrives at the reception. The couple sits at a specially arranged table with their family, friends, and invited guests. The reception starts with toast to the couple. A wedding toast is a custom where a close friend or relative of the groom or the bride says a few words to wish the couple, and then everyone raises their glass of wine and drink it up at the same moment. The groom is then asked to kiss the bride. After a few toasts, people start eating and drinking and generally have fun. After some time, the bride gets stolen. She disappears, and when the groom starts looking for her, he's asked to pay a fee. Usually, it is his friends who steal the bride. Then there are the bride's friends. They steal the bride's shoe. The groom must pay money for the shoe too. The guests enjoy watching these tussles and continue partying. Seems almost the same like ours, isn't it? So we have all these. We also have all these ceremonies where they hide the groom's shoes, and then they play something, and you have to find out the ring from a bowl of milk or something. And so all these things are played. These are sort of the same kind of customs which happen in Russian wedding. Where were you? Living. Union class was there. Where is the book? Excellent.
हाँ ऐसी पे 4:30 बजे के लगभग वो सोच रहा है
Checked it now. And then Hema has not checked it at all.
then according to the SPS time
4:30.
4:30
हाँ तो फिर SPS का टाइम 4:30 बजे
at 7:30.
बट उन्होंने चेक नहीं किया होगा ना then they see you and
What is happening here? So we are doing a proposal. Sarthak, go to page number 121. I don't know, my book is 121.
हाँ even mine
So this is a general this thing about what happens in a Russian wedding. So Sarthak will tell what happens in an Indian wedding. Have you attended Indian wedding? No? Can't be. Can't be. You haven't attended any Indian wedding. Tell me. Till the time I write the name of the story here.
Went there. Came back.
Very good. That's usually what people do, but then they see the bride also and the groom also. Did you see them or not? You saw the bride and the groom? What were they doing? They were sitting, standing, accepting gifts. What were they doing? They were sitting. Where were they sitting?
On the stage.
On the stage. Right. Here, what have they said? In the reception, they sit around the table. The difference between the little difference, the rest is the same. It says the wedding takes place over 2 days. In our place, sometimes, and it says or maybe sometimes a week. For us also, it sometimes goes to 4 to 5 days. We start from haldi, that is mehendi, and then haldi, then sangeet, then the wedding, then the reception, then the vidai. So around 4 to 5 days sometimes it takes in Indian weddings as well, for the entire ceremony needs to get over. Except that over there they have, they sit around a table with friends and family and they raise a toast. If you have seen Western movies, you would know they raise a toast and they have to the best friend or a very close relative, they have to say something about the bride and the groom. So from the bride's side, somebody will speak, from the groom's side, somebody will speak about the bride and about the groom, and then they will wish them a happy married life. That is, 3-4 people will speak from this side and the other side, and then they'll raise a toast, and then they will. That's how the wedding reception, eating, drinking starts over there. Which is not so in our Indian custom. We have all that havan and that, fera and going taking the rounds and all that we have. So those customs are a little different. But something which we found common was over there. To get the bride also, the groom has to go through, give various tests, and every time he fails, he has to pay money. So one of it is that you have to climb the stairs, and then at every landing you come, they'll ask them questions, and they have to answer the riddles. If they're not able to answer the riddles, they'll have to pay money and then move upwards. And if they're able to answer, they go to the next floor. So like that, there is one game like that, and they have another that hiding the shoes and all. of the groom and then stealing the bride. So the bride will be, hidden somewhere and the groom has to go hunting for the bride. If he is able to hunt, well and fine. If not, he has to pay some money, which will be given to whom? To the bride's friends and family. That is what something that happens in Indian weddings as well. Okay, so it says the proposal, or originally titled A Marriage Proposal, is a one-act play, a farce by the Russian short story writer and dramatist Anton Chekhov. It was written in 1888 and 89. 1888 is more than 100 years. Okay. The play is about the tendency of wealthy families to seek ties with other wealthy families to increase their estates by encouraging marriages that make good economic sense. Ivan Lomov, a long-time wealthy neighbor of Stephen Chubukov. This is sure. Stepan. Okay, Stepan Shubukov, also wealthy, comes to seek the hand of Shubukov's 25-year-old daughter Natalia. All three are quarrelsome people and they quarrel over petty things, petty issues. The proposal is in danger of being forgotten amidst all this quarrel. But economic good sense ensures that the proposal is made. After all, although the quarreling perhaps continues. So what happens is, that's the same thing over here also. We have many of this businessman family who marry within the business community, right? Because so that the empire increases, they get more money to pull in and to add to their wealth, and the wealth remains in the family itself. When you're getting a daughter married to somebody else, then money goes away. Okay. But if it is within the family, if it is within a close-knit business families, the money remains in the family. So that is what the economic good sense is. So the same thing has happened over here. But these three people are extremely quarrelsome. Who are the three characters? Natalia, Lomov, and Shubukov. Okay. Characters are, yes. So we have to be the three of them. Stepanovich Shubukov, a landowner, Natalia Stepanova, and Ivan Vasilievich Lomov. So yeah, okay. You become Shubukov, I will become Natalia, you become Ivan. Alright. A drawing room in Shubukov's house. Lomov enters wearing a dress jacket and white gloves. Shubukov rises to meet him.
My dear friend, who did I see? Ivan
Vasilievich.
I am extremely glad.
You see properly. My dear fellow, whom do I see? Ivan Vasilievich. I'm extremely glad. There's exclamation mark though.
Now, this is a surprise, my darling. How are you?
You have a book of your own, no?
Actually,
Different things are there.
see, like in this book, it was started on Natalia.
No, there is some printing. Some pages are missing because it hasn't started from anything. It's just from an easy hand. Some pages are missing.
142 A or 147.
Just check. It might be behind. Turn and see whether it's there behind. Look, check the numbers. 147. Move. 140, 149, 150, 151, 153, right? Okay. So you check.
Thank you. And how many you
How may you be getting on?
be getting on?
We just get along somehow. my angel, thanks to your grace, and so on. Sit down, please. Now, you shouldn't forget all about your neighbors, my darling, my dear fellow. Why are you so formal in your getup? Evening dress, gloves, and so on. Can you be going anywhere, my treasure?
No, I have come to see
Only to see you.
only to see honored
Stepanovich.
Stepanovich.
Then, why are you in evening dress, my precious? As if you are paying a New Year's Eve visit.
Well, you see, it's like this. Take it now. I have come to you, honored Stepanovich, and trouble you with a request. Not once or twice have I already had the privilege of applying to you for help, and you have always, so to speak, I must ask you,
Ask your pardon.
must your pardon. I am getting excited. I shall drink some water on a step and step.
So what do we see over here? We see over here that what is his name? Shubukov and Lomov, they happen to meet each other. Shubukov goes where? There's a drawing room in Shubukov's house, and who has come to pay him a visit? Lomov. But in what kind of attire is Lomov? He is in a very formal attire. So that is why Shubukov, is a little surprised. He says, "Why are you in such a formal attire? It seems as if you have come for some party, New Year Eve's visit, something like that." The mom says, "No, it's nothing like that, but I have a request to make in front of you." And if you see how are they addressing each other, one is addressing the other very endearingly, the other one is addressing very respectfully. So at the beginning, we see there's a lot of friendship between them. Okay, continue.
Just come to borrow money. Shan,
Shan means Shalna.
Shan gave him money. What is it, my baby?
So, is that feeling of friendship there? No, it's just the saying, because when he feels that he's come to ask for money, he tells to himself. Aside means talking to himself is that he's talking so sweetly, you must have come to ask money from him, and I am definitely not going to give. So all that honored and my dear precious is all just for the sake of saying.
You see, honored Stepanovich. I beg pardon, Stephen Honor. I mean, I am awfully excited. Awfully excited, as you will please know. In short, you alone can help. Though I don't deserve it, of course, and haven't any right to count on your assistance.
Oh, don't go around and around it.
Round and
Round
round.
and round it. Darling, spit it out. Well,
One moment. This very
Minute.
the fact is, I have come to ask the hand of your daughter, Natalia Stepanova, in marriage.
Okay.
why so? Even
Ivan Vasilevich. By Jove, Ivan Vasilevich. Say it again.
Can hear it all.
I didn't hear it all.
I have the honor to ask.
My dear fellow, I'm so glad, and so all. I indeed, and all that sort of thing. I have been hoping for it for a long time. It's been my continual desire. And I've always loved you, my angel, as if you were my own son. May God give you His help and His love, and so on, and so much more. What am I behaving in this idiotic way for it? I am off my balance with joy, absolutely off my balance. Oh, with all my soul, I will go and call Natasha and all that.
Greatly. Moment, step and wait. Do you think I'm a crown down?
Why, of course, my darling, and
As if.
as if she won't consent. She's in love. Egan.
Yeah.
Egan.
This is weird.
She's like a loves to say that, and so on. Shan't be long.
It's cold. I'm trembling all over, just as if I had got an examination before me. The great thing is, I must have my mind made up. If I gave myself time to hesitate, to talk a lot, to look for an ideal or for real love, then I will never get back. It's cold and all that. Step anymore. Is an excellent housekeeper, not bad looking, well educated. What more do I do? But I'm getting the noise in my ears from excitement. And it's impossible for me not to marry. In the first place, I am already 35, a critical age, so to speak. In the second place, I ought,
I ought to
I
lead
ought to lead a quiet and regular life. I suffer from
palpitations.
palpitation. I am
Excitable.
and always getting awful,
Awfully upset.
awfully upset.
So he's going through various mood swings. Sometimes he gets excited, sometimes he gets upset, sometimes he's very happy. So he is going through, all these symptoms. And he says that this is not good and it's high time you should get married.
At this very moment, my lips are trembling, and there is a twitch in my right earbrow.
Eyebrow.
But the very worst of all is the way I spoke.
Sleep.
Sleep. I know
Sooner.
Get into bed and begin to go off.
And begin to go off.
When suddenly something in my left side gives a pull. I can feel it in my shoulder and head. I jump up like a
Lunatic. Who's a lunatic? Mad person.
walk about the bed and lie down again. But as soon as I begin to get out to sleep, there is another pull, and this may happen 20 times.
Okay. I'm not a yes, I'm going for that way. So what is he saying when so he gives his proposal to Bukov that he wanted to. First he was, beating around the bush, he was going round and round, I want to say something, but I'm excited, I'm nervous, and this and that. Till then he says, ultimately he says that my proposal is that I would like to marry your daughter. To which what was the reaction of Bukov? He was very happy. And he said that that's exactly what he had wanted for a long time, and he was more than happy that he was going to get that proposal. Now, somewhere Lamont feels whether he will get the consent of the daughter or not. To which Bukov says that no, I'm sure there will be, look on the number of pages, quite many. So yes, there will be. She must be happy. She is in love, and she will not reject the offer or the proposal. So then he says that yes, I am traveling all over now also, and there are various reasons why he wants to marry. So what are the reasons, Arthur? What are the reasons he gives for wanting to get married?
He was 35 years.
He was 35 years old. First, you talk about Natalia. As for him, what kind of a girl was she? She was educated. She did household chores well. She was a good housekeeper, etc. And not bad looking, enough to become a decent wife. And for himself, he says that he has reached 35 years old, and that now but he is quite excitable. Sometimes he gets moody, and so he would like to settle down and get married. He says that sometimes he behaves very oddly. At night he gets up and then he walks around and then he comes back to sleep. And this may happen 20 times. My goodness, the witnesses.
I will be the narrator.
Okay. That is. Well, then it's you and Papa. It's you. And Papa said, go. There's a merchant come for his goods. How do you do, Ivan Vasilevich?
How do you? Honored.
How do you do?
How do you do? Honored Natalia Stefan.
You must excuse my apron and negligee. We are shelling peas for drying. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? Sit down. Won't you have some lunch?
No, thank you. I have had some already.
Then smoke. Here are the matches. The weather is splendid now, but yesterday it was so wet that the workmen didn't do anything all day. How much hay have you stacked? Just think, I felt greedy and I had a whole field cut. And now I'm not at all pleased about it because I'm afraid my hay may rot. I ought to have waited a bit. But what's this? Why are you in evening dress? Well, I never. Are you going to board or what? Though I must say you look better. Tell me, why are you got up like that?
Excited.
You see, honored Natalia Stefan. The fact is, I have made a point to ask you to hear me. Of course, you will be surprised and perhaps even angry, but it's awfully good.
Somehow he's feeling cold. Why is he feeling cold? When do you feel cold? When you're nervous. Okay, so he was going to propose. So he was feeling nervous. So after every two things sentences, he's saying he's feeling cold, he's trembling, and all that. So here he says that he goes around the bush again and says, I am trying to tell you something, and I will tell you something. You might be surprised and you might get angry, but then get angry to tell. Till before that, what about the Natalia's speech? She is much more. She's much more free and flamboyant, isn't it? She comes and wishes him and says, why haven't you been here before? And that she had been working. And then she says how she has cut the hay in the field because it was sunny yesterday. And now she regrets having done that because of the rain and the weather, the hay might rot. So she was just casually exchanging conversation. Okay, nowhere does this conversation show that she was in love or anything, or she was expecting a marriage proposal. But then she is intrigued by his attire, and like her father, she also asked, "Why are you in an evening dress? Are you going out for some party or something like that?" And they says, "Okay, doesn't matter." But yet she goes back and says, "Still, why are you in that kind of a dress?" Yes. What does the mom say?
What's the matter?
Acha, what's the matter? Well,
I shall try to humor honor Natalia Stefan that I have long since my childhood. In fact, had the privilege of knowing your family, my late aunt and her husband, from whom, as you know, I inherited my dad, always had the greatest respect for your father and your late mother, the Romans and the
Chubukovs.
Mukov
No, there's no M. This is Chubukovs.
have always had the most friendly and I might almost say the most affectionate regard for each other. And as you know, my land is near neighbor of yours. You will remember that one constant
Meadows,
the
the
church is
Birchwoods. So these are the names of the land that they possess. Okay. So Loma possesses Oxenby Woods, Meadows, and the Chubukovs, they own the Birchwoods. So that's what they say that the lands are near to or next to each other. So it is good, and it says since childhood I have been having this in my mind, and this I have known your family, and the family has known us, and we have had great regard for each other. We have always been friendly and affectionate, and so this is going to be good. Excuse my interrupting you. You say my oxen meadows, but are they yours?
yes, mine.
What are you talking about? Oxen meadows are ours, not yours.
No, mine. Honor and Stefan.
Well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out?
How I am speaking of those oxen which are
Wedged.
in between your birth and the bones
March. Yes, yes, they are ours.
No, you are mistaken. Honored Italian they are mine.
Just think, Ivan Vasilevich, how long have they been yours?
How long? As long as I can remember.
Really? You won't get me to believe that.
But you can see from the document, Honored Natala's oxen meadows, its food was once the subject of dispute. But now everybody knows that they are not. There is nothing to argue about. You see, my aunt's grandmother gave the free use of these meadows in
Perpetuity.
perpetuity
Perpetuity means forever.
to the present of your father's grandfather. In return for which they were to make bricks for the peasants belonging to your father's grandfather had the free use of meadows for 40 years and had got into the habit of regarding them as their own. when it when it happened that
No, it isn't at all like that. Both grandfather and great grandfather reckon that the land extended to burnt marsh, which means that oxen meadows were ours. I don't see what there is to argue about. It's simply silly.
I will show you the document and other stuff.
No, you're simply joking or making fun of me. What a surprise! We have had the land for nearly 300 years, and then they're suddenly told that it isn't ours? Ivan Vasilevich, I can hardly believe my own ears. These meadows aren't worth much to me. They only come to 5 that's the currency, and are worth perhaps 300 rubles. But I can't stand unfairness. Say what you will, I can't stand unfairness. So, what is the quarrel start about?
The about the land.
And what was the name of the land? Oxen Meadows. Okay, so Lomov says that the Oxen Meadows was theirs, and Nagaria says no, it is ours. So, what has happened at well, say around 300 years back, that is before the grandfather's great grandfather, that time, they had given this land to this Sivanomov's family, the peasants of that family to use the land. And they had been on that land for all these years. So, Rumov was saying that it was a land they were just given to live in exchange that they would do some work. But Nagare says, no, I have not heard the story at all. Our people have been living on that land for so long, and one fine day you come and say that the land is yours, but that's not true, and I am not going to accept such a story. Whereas he insists that it is so, and he has documents in proof as proof.
Hear me, I implore you.
Implore means request, beg.
The presence of your grandfather's grandfather, of your father's grandfather, as I have already had the honor of explaining to you, should take place for my aunt's grandmother. Now my aunt's grandmother wishing to make them a present.
Listen, I can't make head or tail of all this about aunts and grandfathers and grandmothers. The meadows are ours, that's all.
Mine.
Ours. You can go on proving it for 2 days on end, and you can go and put on 15 dress jackets, but I tell you they're ours, ours, ours. I don't want anything of yours, and I don't want to give anything of mine. So there.
Natalia said, I don't want the medal, but I am acting on it. If you like, I will make you a present of it.
I can make you a present of them myself, because they are mine. Your behavior, Ivan Vasilevich, is strange to say the least. Up to this, you have always thought of you as a good name, a friend. Last year, we lent you our threshing machine, and although on that account, we had to put off our own threshing till November, but you behaved to us as if we were gypsies, giving me my own land. Indeed. No, really, that's not at all neighborly. In my opinion, it's even impudent, if you want to know.
Then you make
Impudent means insulting.
then you make out that I am a land grabber.
I am a land grabber, like that.
Madam, never in my life have I grabbed anybody else's land, and
Else's land.
else's land, and I shan't allow anybody to accuse me on having done so.
Quickly steps to the
Karate and
cafe
drinks.
and drinks the water.
Auction dogs are
It's not true. They are ours.
mine.
It's not true. I'll prove it. I'll send my mowers out to the meadows this very day.
What?
My mowers will be there this very day.
I will give it to them in the name.
You dare?
You just add this one.
Auction dogs are mine. You understand? Mine.
Please don't shout. You can shout yourself hoarse in your own house, but here I must ask you to restrain yourself.
If it wasn't meant for this awful,
Excruciating.
excruciating fabrication, if my whole inside wasn't a I don't
I would talk to you in
I
a
will talk to
different,
you
in a different way.
Yes.
more than
Meadows are
meadows
mine.
are mine.
Ours.
Mine.
Ours.
Mine.
In the
Chukupa.
what's the matter? What are you shouting for?
Papa, please tell this gentleman who owns Oxen Meadows. We are he.
Darling, the meadows are ours.
But please, Stephen, how can they be yours? To be a reasonable man, my aunt's grandmother gave them for the temporary and free use of your grandmother's land. The peasants used the land for 40 years and got
Accustomed to it.
accustomed to it as if it was their own when it happened there.
Excuse me, my precious. You forgot just
You forget.
You forget just that the peasants didn't pay your grandmother and all that because the meadows were in dispute and so on. And now everybody knows that they are ours. It means that you haven't seen the plan.
I will prove to you that they are mine.
You won't prove it, my darling.
I shall.
Dear what? Why yelling like that? You won't prove anything just by yelling. I don't want anything of yours and don't intend to give up what I have. Why should I? And you know my beloved, that if you propose to go on and
Arguing about it.
I would much sooner give up the meadows to the peasants than to you.
Than to you. There. So, Chupukov also comes. The mob maintains the same thing. He tells Chupukov also. Chupukov comes and says, why are you yelling? Because by that time, the mob was excited. Okay, he was getting palpitations. That is, palpitations means when your heart races fast and you get sweat. That's called palpitations. He was finding it difficult to breathe. So he said, and he started yelling and shouting. So the girl also, Natalia also said the same thing that no, you can shout as much as you want, but the land is ours. And then Chupukov came with all this shouting, and then Natalia also told what the matter was. So he also says, no, mom, you are mistaken. It is nothing like that. It is not yours. It is ours. And he continues saying that no, it was given by my grandmother's aunt, and they were given to the peasants of this family, Stepanovov. What is the family's name? Stepanovich. Stepanovich. So Stepanovich family, and they had been living on that land for 40 years, and now claims that land to be theirs. And here also we see that the quarrel between the proposed son-in-law and the mother-in-law has started.
I don't understand. How have you the right to get away somebody else's property?
You may take it that I know whether I have the right or not. Because, young man, I am not used to being spoken.
Being spoken.
In that tone of voice. And so, I, young man, am twice your age, and ask you to speak to me without
Agitating yourself.
and all that.
So if you see, this is a play, no? So Novak must have been very hyper. And he had been shouting and yelling, and so Novak says whatever it is, but you cannot behave with me in this manner. I am much elder to you, and if you yell and shout like that, I am not going to listen to you. Okay. So I will tell you, stop being so agitated and speak properly.
You just think I'm a fool and want to have me off. You call my land yours, and then you want me to talk to you calmly and politely. Good neighbors, don't behave like that. Stephen, you are not a neighbor. You are a rabber.
What's that? What did you say?
Papa sent the mowers out to the meadows at once.
What did you say, sir?
Ox and meadows are ours. Let Shan give them up. Shan pick them up. Shan give them up.
You will see. I will have the matter taken to the court, and then I will sue.
Oh, you can take it to court and all that. You can. I know you. You are just on the lookout for a change to go.
Chance to go.
Chance to go to the court. To go and all that.
See, and all that is what? So just a way of saying. When sometimes when we say we add all these phrases, something which to play emphasis on that. Doesn't really mean much, but he keeps repeating that in those few words.
You petty forward. All your people were like that. All of them.
Never mind about the people. The loners have all been honorable people, and not one has ever been tried for embezzlement.
Embezzlement. Embezzlement means stealing,
Embezzlement,
theft.
like your grandfather.
Yellow have had lunacy.
Lunacy means the people of a family have been diagnosed to be mad, lunatic people.
In
So
the
they have gone to what? They have gone to their families and they're mudslinging each other's families. So one is saying that your family are what? They're embezzlers. They steal and they are thieves. So the other one says that no, it's better. Your family, they're all lunatics,
in the
mad
family,
people.
all of you.
All.
Your grandfather was a drunk, and your younger aunt Natasha Mihailova ran away with an architect, and so on.
And your mother was found back.
Such as at the heart.
Something cooling in my inside. I had held water.
Your father was a Muslim
Gambler. Gambler means one who gambles money. Guzzling means who drinks. There haven't been many backbiters to equal your aunt.
My left has gone to sleep. You are right.
Intriguer.
Oh, my heart. And it's an open secret that before the last election, you.
Green. Whatever. Black.
I can see stars. Where's my hat?
It's low. It's dishonest. It's mean.
And you're just a
Malicious.
double-faced
Intriguer.
intriguer. Yes.
It's just my heart. Which way?
Where's the door?
Oh, I think I'm good right now.
So you see how it escalated? No, how it started by saying mine, yours, and then it went higher and says, okay, I will give it to you. Then he says, then how can you give it to me? It is mine. And then he says that whatever it is, then they go on to the families and they disgrace each other's families, calling names and letting out all the family secrets as who was a drunkard and who was hunchback and who used to gamble and all, everything spills out. But remember, he had come to do what? He had come to ask the hand of Natalia in marriage. And now he just wants to go.
And don't set a foot in my house again.
Take it to court. We'll see.
They will take him.
What a rascal. What trust can one have in one's neighbors after that?
The villain, the scarecrow.
Have you seen a scarecrow? Ah, yes. On the fields they keep, scared away the crows. This is what a scarecrow and what a devil they call names to remember. The monster. First he takes a land and then he has the impudence to abuse us. Impudence means not the grudge. He has that. Impudence means what do you call it? Impudence means he has that courage. You said courage? Ah. He has that audacity. He has that wrong courage to confront us.
And that time, yes, that
Colonel Rose.
Colonel Rose has the co-founded
Confounded.
chief to make a proposal and so on. What? A proposal?
What proposal? What proposal?
Why he came here
Yeah.
to propose to you.
To propose to me? Why didn't you tell me so before?
So he dresses up in the evening clothes, the stuffed sausage,
First.
and
Doesn't face
the
nice. These are all he gets angry and he calls out names. To propose to me? Ah, false and easy chain means bring him back! Back! Ah, bring him here!
Bring who here?
Quick, quick, I'm ill, fetch him.
What's that? What's the matter with you? Clutches at his head. Oh, unhappy man, that I am. I'll shoot myself. I'll hang myself.
We have done for her. I'm dying, fetch him.
At once, not it won't
Don't
be
yet. What have they done to me? Fetch him back, fetch him.
He's coming and so on. They will take him. Oh,
Hmm.
talk to him yourself. I don't want.
Fetch him.
He's coming, I tell you. Oh, what a word and Lord to be the father of a
Grown-up daughter.
I'll cut my throat. I will indeed. He cursed him, abused him, and drove him out.
Now. And throw them out.
Drove him out. And it's all you. You.
No, it was you.
I tell you, it's not my fault. Logo appears at the door. Now you talk to him yourself.
My heart's filled with no willow moss.
No,
Exhausted.
my heart's blank.
Palpitating.
Palpitating. Awfully, my foot's gone to sleep. There is something that keeps pulling in my side.
Me? Forgive us, Ivan Vasilovich. We were all a little heated. I remember now, ox and meadows really are yours.
My heart's beating awful. My meadows, my eyebrows are both with
Switching. Which means it goes up and down. Sometimes, we have we feel that the eyebrows or the eyes, this, these are, that's what it's called, switching. The meadows are yours. Yes, yours. You sit down. We were wrong.
I did it on principle. My plan is worth living, but the
Yes, the principal. Just so. Now let's talk of something else.
more so as I have evidence. My aunt's grandmother gave the land to your grandfather.
Your father's grandfather's business. Yes, let them pass. I wish I knew how to get him started. Are you going to start shooting soon? She wants to change the topic, right? Because she wants him to propose to her. Otherwise, she cannot accept no. But then he comes back saying the same thing about the meadows. So first she says, yes, it's all yours. But he thinks that he still has to convince. So he goes on saying the same thing again. And she doesn't encourage. She wants to change the topic. And so she goes to saying that, are you shooting soon?
I'm thinking of having a go at the Black Hawk. Honored Natalia Stefanova after the art. Oh, have you heard? Just think what a misfortune I have had. My dog gets to you as only.
What a pity. Why?
I don't know. must have got his leg twisted or bitten by some other dog. My very best dog, to say nothing of the accident. I gave me no more 150
125.
and 25 rupees for him.
It was too much, Ivan Vasilovich.
I think it was very cheap. He's a first rate dog.
Papa gave 85 rubles for a squeezer, and squeezer is heaps better than guess.
Squeezer, better than guess. What an idea. Laughs. Squeezer better than guess.
Of course he's better. Of course, squeezer is young. He may develop a bit, but on points and pedigree, he's better than anything that even Kochelinski has got.
Excuse me, Natalia Stepan. But you forget that he is overshot and an overshot always means the dog is a bad hunter.
Overshot, is he? The first time I hear it.
I assure you, his lower jaw is shorter than the upper.
Have you measured?
Yes, he is all right at the following of the course. But if you want to get hold of anything,
In the first place, a squeezer is a thoroughbred animal, the son of harness and chisels. Well, there's no getting at the pedigree of your dog at all. He's old and as ugly as a worn-out cab horse.
he
Just
is,
have to spoil it again.
he is old. But I wouldn't take 5
Squeezers for him.
meters for him. Why? As can you guess is a dog. As for squeezer, well, it's too funny to ask. Anybody you like has a dog, as good as squeezer. You will find them under every brush or
Bush
bush or 25 rubles. Would you be
would be a handsome
would be a
price.
handsome price to pay for?
Handsome means good price. There's some demon of contradiction in you today. Ivan Vasilovich, first you pretend that the meadows are yours. Now that guess is better than squeezer. Now that guess is better than squeezer. I don't like people who don't say what they mean because you know perfectly well the squeezer is 100 times better than your silly guess. Why do you want to say he isn't? So now what happens is over here,
Argue about their dog.
yeah. Now they start arguing about their dogs. She wanted to draw the conversation to something else so that he eventually gets to propose. But they go on to another subject of the dogs, and they both are again doing what? They are
Argue.
arguing over their respective dogs. One says mine is better, the other one says the other one is better. And then ultimately she says, you are in a very contesting kind of a mood today. Whatever I am saying, you're contradicting to that. And I don't know what has gotten to you. But anyway, I don't like people who don't mean what they what they don't want to say. And you should know that our dog or my dog is better than your dog anyway. And then they again start quarreling.
I see, Natalia Stepan, that you
Consider me
either blind or a fool. You must realize that user is overshot.
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 It's not true.
He is.
It's not true.
Why shout, madam?
Why talk rot? It's awful. It's time your guest was shot. And you compare him with Squeezer?
Excuse me, I cannot continue this discussion. My heart is palpitating.
I've noticed that those hunters argue more soon or least.
Madam, please be silent. My heart is going to go. Please shut up.
I shan't shut up until you acknowledge the Squeezer is 100 times better than your guess.
100 times worse. We had yours with his head and soul.
There's no need to hang your silly guess. He's half dead already.
Please shut up. My heart is burning.
I shan't shut up.
What's the matter now?
Papa, tell us truly, which is the better dog, our Squeezer or his guess?
Stephen, I implore you to tell me just one thing. Is your squeezer overshot or not? Yes or no?
And suppose he is. What does it matter? He's the best dog in that district for all that, and so on.
But isn't my guess better? Yeah.
Don't excite yourself, my precious one. Allow me. Your guest certainly has his
Good ones.
his pure breed, firm,
Your bread.
bread, firm, or
His feet.
has well-sprung legs and all that. But my dear man, if you want to know that the truth, that dog has
Two defects.
He's old and he's short in the middle.
Muzzle.
Excuse me, my heart. Let's take the fact you will learn that on
Marusansky.
Marusansky
Hunt.
hunt, my guess ran neck and neck with the coach dog.
Count's dog.
Count's dog. While yours weather was left the whole was black.
It's one mile behind. So, okay. Continue to finish the sentence.
He got left behind because the count's people hit him with his teeth.
Count's whipper in hit him. Whipper in hit him with his whip. So, what are they again contesting about? How good the dogs are. Chupukov comes in between and says, now what is the problem? So, again, Natalie tells a problem about which dog is the better one. And so, Lamont wants to know truly who is the better one. To which Chupukov says that yes, yours is a good one, yours is this, that. Three, four things, good things he says about the guest. Then he says that well, but it has two defects. One is it is old, and second is it is short in the muzzle. He's in the nose. He cannot do much. So the dog says, no, what you're saying is wrong. And if there was a hunt they had gone to, the dogs had gone to. You know, all these hunters, they take dogs with them. Okay. So this is during that hunt, our dog contended with or ran the same pace with the count's dog. Obviously, the count's dog is going to be of a better breed. So he says, I've gone with the count's dog, but yours was running behind, just much slower than my guess. The reason is not as strong.
And with good reason. The dog are running after a walk. Then squirrel go and start worrying the sheep.
It's not true, my dear fellow. I am very lose my temper and so just because of that. Let's stop arguing. You started because everybody is going to say this wrong. Everybody else is wrong. Yes, we are all like that. You too, sir.
Aren't blameless.
You no sooner begin with this, that, and the other, and all that. I remember everything.
I remember
Teasing you. I remember too. What do you remember?
my heart, my foot's gone to sleep. I can't.
Teasing.
Natalie, my heart, what sort of a hunter are you? You ought to go and lie on the kitchen oven and catch black beetles, not go after foxes. My heart.
You really? What sort
Yes.
of a, yes, really. What sort of a hunter you are?
Are you?
Are you anyway? You ought to sit at home with your
Palpitations.
palpitations and not go
Tracking animals.
You should, of course,
You could go hunting.
but you only go to argue with people, interfere with their dogs, and so on. Let's take the subject in case I lose my temper. You're not a hunter
Hunter.
at all. Anyway,
Okay, so now they're talking. So if you see, many times he says, my heart, I'm palpitating. So now they are saying that what kind of a hunter are you? If you have to look after your heart and you're palpitating, you are so excitable, then you should go to she says, Nagana says, you should go to the kitchen and lie on the oven and you are not capable enough to be a hunter. So Chupukov also says that really what sort of a hunter are you? You should sit at home with all your palpitations and you could go hunting, but you only argue with people and you interfere with everything. And you talk about dogs, everybody else's dogs, and which is none of your concern. And this is let's change the topic because then I am going to lose my temper and again we have a one. So let's stop.
And you are
We'll start. Let me come back. Let's do this. We finish that. We take a break. minutes and then 10 minutes. 5
5
minutes?
minutes.
Just 10 minutes.
Okay.